Awesome. So I've got the highly touted, budding bantamweight, Adrian Yanez here. How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going pretty well, man. I'm just blessed, man. Blessed to be in the position I am today, man. I've worked hard to get here, and I'm just super, super, super glad that I'm finally here, man. I've worked so hard, man. Yeah, I'm just blessed.
I'm glad you're here too, man. It was super impressive to watch you. I mean, as of now, this year you have the most impressive performance, in my opinion, so far on the Contender Series. I was stoked to watch it.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I wanted to go out there and put a statement out, and I wanted to make sure I did get my contract. Like I said just a minute ago, I've worked so hard, and I had so many ups and downs in my career, man. That I'm just happy and blessed that I'm here, and I was super happy that I was able to perform August 11th, man. It was just everything just lined up right, and I'm just glad that I was able to perform like how I did.
So, are you training in Vegas full time now? Is that what it is for you?
Oh no, I'm here with my training partner Jacob Silva. He was fighting August 25th against Jeffrey Molina. Man, I'll tell you right now, my training partner Jacob Silva absolutely has dynamite in his hands. Tune in; it's going to be a great fight. Yeah, so I'm just here. I'm helping cornering my training partner here with my coach and them. So pretty much, I just came back from being here 2 weeks ago to now for his fight. Just came here, took a COVID test before I came. Then once I got here, took another COVID test, and 24 hours later, we're able to walk around and do whatever we wanted in Vegas for just like about a day. And then I just recently, probably like about 2 hours ago, took the most recent COVID test. So we'll find out results tomorrow, but been negative like my past 9 times taking tests. So yeah, we're locked and loaded, ready to go.
It's the only test you want to fail. you know? Um, so are you in full blown camp, or are you just cornering your buddy? Are you going back to Houston after this?
Oh yeah, going back to Houston, man. I always got to keep my fight camp at home, man. I that being a Houston fighter, man. Not too many people get that. People always kind of think of Houston, and they don't really think of MMA. They think of everything else but MMA. They always think about California, Las Vegas. They think about Florida. No, I'm going back home, and we're gonna show Houston that Houston's a really big MMA spot, and we're gonna do it. So I'm going back home right after this. We've been in somewhat of a camp. I'm already in shape, so we've just been doing a lot more technique, just honing our craft and our skills. But once we get back, that's when we start ramping things back up again. Uh, just so I know I'm in shape, just so I know I'm ready. Uh, like I said, man, I'm in shape. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to go tomorrow if they need me to. Uh, and I came off a clean performance. I haven't stopped training. I'm just ready to go.
I mean, you look like you took absolutely no damage, and you don't seem like a huge bantamweight, so I'm sure that weight cut's not terrible for you. I mean, all weight cuts they all fucking suck, but
Yeah.
is it bad for you, that weight cut?
No, not necessarily because I do everything right. Before I came to Vegas, I didn't know what type of weight cutting conditions I was gonna have, so I made sure I came in a little bit low. I made sure that all my diet stuff was on point. Uh, I was walking around 155 the week before, but I dieted down a good amount, and then my cut was super easy. Uh, so it's just all about dieting. I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest, but I'm definitely walking around 20 pounds over my over the 135 limit. So you know, I'm just steadily on a year-round diet as well too. So I'm never unhealthy. I'm never super unhealthy, but I'm not gonna lie. Right after the fight, once I found out that I'm fighting October 31st, I did go out there and try to have a whole bunch of steaks. So knowing that it's gonna be a couple months till I fight, but uh, whenever like during the week, I'm eating healthy, man. I'm a strict fighter. You know, I got to keep myself on a schedule because the minute you get off on a schedule, you're just kind of just running rampant. You're eating whatever you want, and it's just not a healthy lifestyle that for me whenever I'm not on a schedule. So I keep myself on a schedule so I know what I'm eating, when I'm eating, and making sure I'm eating healthy. So I'm always in a fight camp per se.
So do you prefer like an 8 week, are you doing 2 a days, 8 weeks out? Do you prefer 6 weeks? What do you prefer?
And I prefer any time, honestly. I'm consistently training. I haven't stopped training since the beginning of the year. I have not had a moments where I wasn't training. Uh, like I said, like I like to stay pretty active, so I don't really like to get out of shape. The minute I get out of shape, I don't feel good. I don't feel right. I just rather just stay in shape the whole entire time. So if time comes and an opportunity arises, I'm able to take it. Just like if let's just use this fight as an example. If Pedro Munoz or Frank Yeager weren't able to make it to the fight, I was already here in Vegas. The opportunity was there for me to make weight. I could have made weight this week if needed be. Just using an example, thank goodness that fight happened. But like I said, these opportunities are going to be coming. So just in case, man, you never know. You got to be ready to step up on a day's notice, and that's what I'm ready to do.
I mean, that's really smart with the COVID situation and everything going on. There's so many fights getting canceled. There's so many bouts that get put together in a crazy way. I mean, you probably always have a bag pack ready to roll. I mean, it sounds like you're ready to go at a moment's notice, and that's really really smart because number one, you can cash a big check. With a performance like you had on Contender Series, if you come out and do that October 31st, you're getting $50,000, bro. You're getting paid. You know.
I don't get paid overtime.
Yeah. That's so. Another question I want to ask you: are you fighting full time now? Because you said that was only part time. So now are you doing this full time now?
I'm giving myself a little bit. We're going back to like the original schedule at work, where because man, what made it difficult for me was work went to 4:10. So I was waking up like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I wasn't getting off of work till 5:30, and our training starts at 6. So, and where my gym and where my work are at or currently located, it takes 30 minutes for me just to even get to work. So to even get to train. So I'm usually like running like 5 minutes behind. I'm always rushing. The moment I get to relax is just whenever I get to go to sleep because I'm trying to rush back home just so I can take a shower, eat, and just get into bed. And by the time I get into bed, it's already 10 o'clock. And then I'm just constantly thinking about a fight or something. Something's on my mind. Don't get to go to sleep till 11. Yeah, that's what messed me up. But now that we're going back to 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, which would be a lot better for me. I have an hour to get to train. Like train starts at 6. Get off at 5. Got an hour to get to the gym. Don't have to rush. I can take my time. Then in the morning, I can still wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go train, relax, eat. Better time schedule for me. A way better time schedule for me. But I'm only giving myself a little bit before I just commit full time. Probably 2 weeks before October, I'm pretty much gonna call it, so I can have a good solid 6 weeks.
That's smart, man. But I like the sound of that, and when you're still working, that keeps you still hungry, which
Yeah,
makes you want it even more. And with a guy with your skill set, you've got all the talent in the world, man, and your future's really, really bright. I'm just super excited to watch you perform next time around. So I wanted to ask you about the COVID testing for Contender Series. What was the process of that? They're really they're they really talk about it a lot as far as for the regular fight nights and the pay-per-view cards, but I haven't heard much of anything about the COVID testing for the Contender Series.
oh man, I'm telling you right now, the UFC does a really great job at this. They test you before you leave. They send you a package and you do a testing over Zoom, or like it's either like they have a couple different ways that they do it. You either administer your own nasal swab or you spit in this little tube. I know they got plenty of other different ways to do it, but it's all priority. It's a major priority that you get tested as many times as possible, so you're able to make it to the fight. The UFC does a really good job. So as soon as you land, the first thing you do, you don't even check into your room. You still have all your bags on you. The first thing you do is you go into the tent, you get another COVID test. Then after that, you're quarantined in your room. And then after that, you're able to roam around for a little bit until you get your next COVID test. So they're really on top of their game. And man, every time I've came out to Las Vegas, like this is my third time coming within a month and a half, time frame. So every single time I've came, I've had probably this time around tomorrow. Actually, no, I took my last COVID test today because the weigh-in, the fights are tomorrow. So altogether, I've already had about probably around 10 COVID tests.
Are they
And
doing?
making sure that they got all their ducks in a row, man. I'm telling you, they're doing a phenomenal job. They are taking every single precaution that they need to. They're doing a great job.
So are they doing the nose one or are they doing the oral one?
They so before you even come before you come like before I came flew out to Vegas this time, I did the nasal, and then whenever I came back landed, we all did the oral. We did the oral this time when we landed on Saturday, and then today, Monday, the day of the weigh-ins for the Contender Series, right after you weigh in. So they're checking all their boxes on the COVID test.
So you excited to fight under Anderson Silva on October 31st? For me,
Oh
growing up, he was my favorite fighter. He was the guy, like, Anderson Silva is the reason why I'm talking to you right now. So I wanted to ask you who your favorite fighter is and how you feel fighting under Anderson Silva.
man, Anderson to me is the greatest of all time. Hands down to me, just because of the way he beat people. If he beat them, he's the reason why these front kicks are so popular and everything. Like all of this elusive movement. To me, man, is just one of the greatest. Like he's one of the greatest to ever do it. Man, it's honestly like for me, it's a dream come true because I'm fighting on somebody who I look up to. He's like an idol. Like him, Cain Velasquez, Jose Aldo, all these guys, man, I look up to as idols. So just to be able to fight on the same fight card as Anderson Silva to me, man, is a dream come true. I'm super happy, super blessed. Once I found out, I was jumping up for joy, man. I wanted to go out there and go on a 3 mile run, just do anything, man, because I'm super excited, super pumped.
I love Yoel too. I'm actually from Miami. That's where I grew up. So I'm a big fan of Jorge, obviously, Yoel. So when it got switched to Anderson, I was like, I really like Yoel, but Anderson's my number one. He's my favorite. Still to this day, I'll always root for him no matter what. So I was when you got booked on that card, I was like, holy shit! I'm like, that's badass. Hope he's a Silva fan. He's a striker. He's got to be a Silva fan.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Anderson Silva, like the way he's made people look just by his striking is, man, he's made people look really dumb, especially like the Forrest Griffin, and then how he did Vitor Belfort, and then just like whenever his back was against the fence, and he had Stephen Bonner throwing spinning stuff or just throwing shots and making them miss, and the way he finished him with that knee to the body, man, that it was phenomenal.
This is
I
a
am
killer.
super blessed that I'm fighting on the same card as him.
There was nothing better when he made Forrest Griffin run away. He ran out of the cage crying. I'm pretty sure he did that to Stephen Bonner, as well. And it's like embarrassing. He embarrassed people. Went up in weight class. He went up a weight class. James Irvin embarrassed him. He's just phenomenal, phenomenal. So to watch you fight, under him it's going to be great. You're the first bout on the main card, right?
As of right now, that's how I'm taking it as. I'm pretty sure they're gonna build the card as it goes on, but I'm really hoping I get that main card slot, man. I'm really hoping that I get it, just so, man, there's more eyes on me, man. If anything, man, I don't mind taking the last prelim fight either, because it's the main event of the prelims. So either one is fine with me. I'm just glad that I'm able to fight on the same card as Anderson Silva. I'm pretty sure it's a fight night, so it's gonna be on ESPN, so everybody's gonna want to be watching. Uh, so I'm just super excited. It's gonna be great either way, because if somehow somebody doesn't even watch, they're gonna catch the highlight of me knocking out Aaron Phillips. So that's
Facts.
either, either way they're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about him. I know you probably don't want to talk too much about your opponent. I don't know if you want to say anything negative or positive regarding him. I watched his last fight again today. I watched it live against Jack Shore, and he looked pretty decent in the stand up. He has a pretty decent head kick. He was okay in the scrambles. What can you do different than Jack Shore? Obviously, Jack Shore is more of a grappler, but what can you do different than him, and what are you gonna do to finish that fight faster?
Man, it's all about timing and precision. I'm I know I'm a better striker than Jack Shore, and I know I'm a better striker than Aaron Phillips. So I've like from what I'm gathering, what I'm looking from, and whenever I'm looking at Aaron Phillips fight, I really see a lot of openings. And whenever it comes time for me to fight Aaron Phillips, I'm going to show all those openings. And whenever I land, you're going to see them have really big effects on him. And I really don't see it leaving past the second. I'm giving him the second just because I feel like after I hit him, he's going to try to wrestle, and we're going to be doing those exchanges for a little bit. And honestly, I don't really even give him that because I fought way better wrestlers. So first round, but if I'm gonna be a little bit modest, I'm gonna say second round. But I want a first round finish, man. I want that $50,000, man. Right? All that helped change my life again, man. So I'm just really looking forward to getting that fight and really to getting in the cage. That's what I'm most looking forward to because once I get in there, it's just all me. I'm good. I'm good to go. I know my skill set over his skill set. Definitely, I beat him 10 out of 10 times.
So do you feel like you have an advantage over him? So you fought right in front of Dana. He was, probably 50 feet away at most from you in the apex. You guys are in the apex again. Do you have an advantage over him in that aspect because he fought on Fight Island?
Yeah, I would say it's about the same because I know there was no crowd for Fight Island. There's no crowd for the Apex. Uh, I don't see it as an advantage or not because Dana was there too for Fight Island. Uh, it's not an advantage to me. The advantage is whenever I step in the cage and I implement my game plan. I'm gonna beat him with speed, precision, and timing, and that's how I'm gonna win.
I believe it from what I saw and what I've seen in your previous fights. You've got good footwork, really good footwork, really crisp striking, great angles. I mean that check, it's like that check overhand you threw against your last opponent, and then that and that left hook count, like it was beautiful. It was fluid. There was power, really good accuracy, temple, jaw. You put him out. The ref saved him. The ref saved him. It wasn't gonna go better for him there anyway.
I had my next combination loaded up. I was ready to let it loose. If he didn't step in front of me, I had the 4-3-2 ready. It would have landed because the way he popped back up, and I was like, it's gonna land flush because he was already dazed and everything. So I just knew it was just gonna land.
Yeah, it was the way the time where when I watched it happen. What happened? I was watching, and then I went to go to the kitchen, and I washed my hands, and I have my TV kind of set towards my kitchen, and I'm washing my hands. I look over my shoulder. I'm like, oh, he's out. Holy shit! I went and rewind it, and I watched it back again, and I was like, wow, that was fucking impressive. You had Paul Felder calling you a young Jorge Masvidal. How does that make you feel, man?
Man, just the comparison of the fighting styles, man, to me is amazing. I take it as a really big compliment because he's out there starching people and he has really good striking, he has really good boxing. I got called a young Jorge Masvidal, and that's whenever he fought Ali Quinta, man, like that was the fight that made me a fan because I really didn't pay too much attention to him or anything before that fight. But once I saw that fight, I was like really impressed, and I really loved watching him after that fight. It was just something that I was like, I really loved his striking. So to get that comparison, man, was really great to me. I took it as the biggest compliment ever.
You have the same look too, man.
That's some people say, man. I don't think I look like him, man. I've had people say that I do. I saw comments on LFA posts whenever I was fighting Kyle Estrada. Whenever LFA first got put on the UFC Fight Pass, I looked down the comments and someone called me a young Jorge Masvidal. So I was like, he's like, he looks like a young game bred or something like that. So caught me off guard, and I was like, I don't even think I look like him. The person who I got caught, who people said I looked like the most was Sergio Pettis, and that one annoys me. That one at all annoys me.
He's lucky he went to Bellator then.
Yeah, we be fighting.
There you go. That if he was still around, that'd be a great fight for you, man. Seriously.
Oh yeah, I think it would be a great fight. But can't cry over spilled milk, man. He's
No.
over there in Bellator, so man, I can't say anything about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you're on social media. How do you feel about all these guys from Bellator chirping that they have the best guys they believe that they have the best organization. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's easy to say, that, but a part of me is kind of like, well, most of the champions that y'all got came from the UFC. I was like, they got on a losing streak, and this is just me not being salty because I'm with the UFC now, but it's just me just kind of looking at it and looking at the champs that they had. Most of them were on losing streaks, and then they jumped ship and went to Bellator, and then that's whenever they started getting their wins, they started getting their belts. So a part of me is kind of a little bit just like, come prove yourself. Eddie Alvarez came over here, went over there and proved himself. He had a tough couple fights, but then he got on a roll. Uh, I believe the competition is pretty stiff over there in Bellator, but at the same time, the best fight out of the UFC. And I'm glad to be in the UFC to be fighting the best.
You deserve it, man. That you are in the right place. You went through the Contender Series. The Contender Series is great because it's on a Tuesday night. It's on ESPN. COVID-19 is here upon us. There's a lot of eyes on you. There's a lot of eyes on the UFC. So I mean, you had a great opportunity and you grabbed it with both hands and you put it in a chokehold, man. I'm really glad for you. I'm really, really happy for you. I got a question about your losses. So you got two split decision losses. Both guys are in the UFC. Do you possibly want to get those fights back?
And as much as I want to say I do, the inner fighter in me wants to get those losses back, but at the same time, I'm over it. If they pop up, they pop up. They both of them are coming off of losses, and I just want to fight. As of right now, no shade towards them, but I just really want to get my foot in the door, see if they get a win, and then we can talk if anything, man. But at this point, they're not on my radar. I just want to sit here and just make my stake. I want to make my name in the UFC, So I'm on a win streak. I don't really want to go backwards in my career. I want to keep going forward. So if their names pop up, they pop up. I'm a fighter. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go out there and fight. But I'd rather just be fighting these strikers and everything, man. I want to put on great entertaining